Hello and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be drawing this portrait of a YouTuber I follow's dog. It's a pet portrait of their dog. It's a beautiful Australian shepherd, and I've done a sort of a rough outline. I'm just going to tidy things up, get my details a little bit better. I'm just going to get a few highlighty bits, change the shape of the eye a little bit. I thought I'd turned on my camera, and apparently I hadn't. so the initial drawing got missed. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, just coming in for the second part of the drawing, where I just tidy things up, move things around a little bit as I see things that need to be changed. And she's an Australian shepherd mix. She's very cute. And yeah, I thought I'd been wanting to draw her for a little while. She's got beautiful markings. They've got tan and white and sort of brindley colours and all kinds of fun. So she's got little eyebrows, little brown eyebrows there, one there. She's got the cutest expression, this dog too. She's very cute. Now her nose, I've got her nose way too big there. I'll just leave that shape. So the front of her nose is smaller and comes into a round sort of a nostrils. I can't really see them. It's a clearish photo, but the darks look super dark and it's hard to define because her nostrils are super duper dark. It's almost impossible to see them. So I'll just rough those in, sort of like that. Get the basic shape in, and the ducks come down the side of her nose. Now she's got a smile. This dog is smiling. It's very cute. I'll just rough in around the edge of her mouth. Like I said, I've drawn the basic, sort of got the rough shapes in, but now I can tidy things up. Get the proper details for the drawing part in. I can see her teeth just under here. Just see her back teeth a little bit under the shadows, like that, and little molary bits. That goes up under her tongue, like that. Then she's got a little droopy bit there, under there. And then her furry chin. That tan part comes pretty much around to her ear there and down. Hello, AK. How are you? Oh my gosh, how have you been? How have you been? I haven't seen you in forever. What's been happening? It is lovely to see you. Now I've mucked up the chin. I've got to do the chin comes down here. A little bit of fur there. See, I've already altered a little bit. Now she's got her collar. She's got a purple collar. Comes down and around, wee, like that. We don't have collars like this here. It's got a different loop for the tag. So I'll draw that on. Like that. So the tag goes around there. Around there. Can I see it? I can't see her. Oops. Her taggy doodah. She's just the cutest dog. I keep trying to do it like it's iPad. And that doesn't work. because I'm doing it because I mix up my drawings on both. I think she's just got a tag. I'll have to have a look at another photo of her to find the tag, what the tag looks like. She's got a white chest, comes down here. Like that. Okay, been a while. I'm doing well. Glad I could catch you live. It's awesome to see you, Dale, because I haven't been streaming regularly at all. I'm just getting back into it. So I've just missed everyone. It's lovely to see you. She looks like a sweetheart. Oh, my God. She's absolutely adorable. She's a rescue, and she's an Australian shepherd, and she is the cutest muffin. But she's actually off a YouTube channel. I'm drawing her just as a surprise for another YouTuber because I'm a big fan of the channel, and I thought, you know what, I want to draw her dog, so I'm going to draw her dog and send it to her. So, and the channel that it's for is for Roaming Reckless, it's called, and this is her little rescue dog, Taz. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to draw it and I'm going to send it and she can have it because her dogs are beautiful. So that's the first part of the drawing. I'm going to add a layer. This is where I always make a mess. Now where's my layer, Duda? There's my layer. Go to the next layer and I'm going to start to add colour. So she's got lots of tans and lots of darks. So I'm going to start, I might start with the background. No, I won't start with the background because I always mess up backgrounds. I'm going to start with the tan of her nose. So I'm going to go into the red section on my palette up here on the right. And I'm going to go into the light reddy browns, like it's almost a fawny, not quite that strong. Oh, it's going into the pinks. Go back up here, about that colour, I reckon. And I'm going to go to my brushes, and I'm going to get, I reckon, I'm going to go, what am I going to do? I'm going to go into my brushes, go painting. Where's painting? Where's painting? Paint. And I'm going to get a normal paintbrush. Where's a normal old paintbrush? That's not a paintbrush. Where's the paintbrushes? Okay, is that all the paintbrushes I've got? Okay, fine. So we're just going to block in. We'll just block in with a rough sort of a shader brush. Well, that's not where her tan is. Her tan's down here. And I'm just going to start to block that in. Actually, I don't mind that. As a very light. Got the opacity right up, but I'll just block in for the second. Just block in for the second. And I can add depth and fur and texture and stuff later. But I'll just start to block anywhere that's this tan colour. Under her little nose, it gets white under there. She's got lots of white, lots of tan. I'll add rough bits. Just got to remember when you're drawing, go the direction of the fur. So fur goes down and back a little bit. Oops, I'm wobbling my screen. Got to have a sip of my coffee. I keep forgetting my coffee and it always goes cold on me. And I've got my puppy cup. It's got all my puppies on it. Love my puppy cup. All right. I've got my little dogs down at my feet. Give it to you. Digital drawing is not easy. If you've done a lot of traditional art, it confuses my brain. I tried to Control Z on paper. We switch between, oh my God, it's taken me so long. I still only use like a drawing layer and a paint layer. I don't do more than 2 layers. It's too much. Or 3. I'll do a drawing layer, a paint layer, and a background layer, and that's it. I don't do like eyes, nose. I don't have all different things for different layers. I get too confused. But I treat it exactly like I treat traditional. I do it exactly how I would do it if I was drawing traditionally. Because I get confused a lot. And I'm only learning, like Scott bought me this drawing tablet earlier in the year. I haven't done a lot with it, but I usually draw on the iPad, and the iPad's really basic, really simple, I love it. But I just wanted to draw on a bigger scale and be able to do more professional work. I mean, you can do professional work on iPad, don't get me wrong, people do. But I like working at a larger scale than just A4 size. And this I can work, like I've got a 24-inch screen, so I can pretty much do and I can scale these drawings up to poster size to the size of a container, you know, the big shipping containers, because I'm actually going to do a mural for the side of a shipping container, a big ocean scene. But I'll plan it out on here first, and then I can sketch it onto the container. But yeah, I'm not a, oh, did I save that? Have I saved that brush? I've forgotten how to, see, I'm still learning how to use this, so I don't know how to save. I've forgotten how to save things. Can I save it? I don't know. Or have I already saved it? Let's have a look. Go into favourites. Because oh, I've already saved it, so we're good. I'm going to blend. I'm just going to blend this for a little bit. Sounds awesome. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But yeah, I'm still very much learning. But yeah, I treat it traditional because I can't. My brain. I watch people who have like 7,000 layers, and I can't navigate it. I just use 3: 1 drawing, 1 background, one paint. So I'm just going to block all that. Then I'm going to add the dark. I'm just going to do the dark now. So I'm going to go all the way up. She's a chocolate brown, almost black. So I'll start with a almost black, but not quite, so that when I add the darks at the end over the top, so this is just blocking in, same as I would as if I was I could go for, whoop, gee willikers. I really don't need to be using this brush, do I? I can probably just use a normal old that, because I'm going to blend it anyway, so it doesn't need to be textured yet. The last bit will be the texture. The bit at the top, like you add your fun details at the very end. Your jewellery of your drawing goes on at the very end. So I'm just going to be very rough. Just block in the dark areas. Which is, if I was doing this in watercolour, if I was doing this in pen, this is exactly what I would do. I would block it. Well, especially with watercolour, I'd do washes of the colours, the dark, like the base colours. So I would do the lighter tan wash. I'd probably use transparent sienna for the light tan colour if I was doing it in watercolour. And I would use burnt umber and cobalt blue to make the grey, the dark grey almost black. And then I would add more burnt umber to make it even darker and stronger. And so I still think the way I think as if I'm doing traditional. My workplace has a pumpkin decoration contest where we can't carve. Oh, well, you can't carve. You either paint them or sculpt them. Oh, so I'm trying to come up with a design. Oh, that sounds like fun. See, I love that sort of stuff. Where do you work that does something fun like that? That's awesome. That's actually really awesome and really... I've got to turn my heater off. Hot. Yeah, it's getting hot. I was cold before. I'm hot and cold, not and cold. Hey, Joyce. You got a great talent. I love the painting you did of Lexi. Aww. These must be so cute. I'm sorry, I've got my camera in a really bad spot. I might have to move it. Hang on. Where can I move my camera to? I literally got it right over chat. I don't know how to... I can read it off the TV screen. It's lots of fun. I love drawing people's dogs. I just love it. And, one of my favourite animals. But it's nice to be able to have a keepsake. And how are you, Joyce? But yeah, this is an Australian shepherd. Or it's a mix, actually. It's a mix. With a God knows. I don't know what it's mixed with. I think it's just a rescue, but she's definitely Australian shepherd. She's got mostly Australian shepherd in her. I'm just going to blend that out. I'll do the textures, the darks and stuff, and the fur after. I'm just blocking it in for now. So yeah, thought I'd have a draw today. I've done everything else that I needed to do for the week. So I've got a few days to just sit and draw, which will be lovely. And I've been doing landscapes and all kinds of fun things, but I thought today I wanted to draw a dog. Us two doing okay for for a septuagenarian. Oh my goodness, the year's gone so fast. Whoops. The year has gone so fast. Block this. So she's got dark all down here. See, it's already starting to take shape. She's already starting to look okay. Yeah, only 8. Where are we? September, October, November, December. 12 weeks till Christmas. Hey? We're nearly there. Bit exciting. Love Christmas. I've got to get organised though. I always say that every year and I never am, ever. I've got to move my camera. This is terrible. Hang on. Whoops. Sorry guys, I'm just moving you because I can't see. Where am I going to move you to? My God. Oh, excuse me. I've got my camera going everywhere now. What the hell? What the hell? I'll just hold it like this up my nose. Hang on. If I put it over there maybe. Oh no, I can't sit there. Shiver me timbers. Where am I going to put it? Over here? Oh, hang on. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Hang on. I've got to make my doodah. Shivers. Where am I going to put it? I could put it up there. I'll try and put it up. Oh gosh, it's stuck to my thing. Hang on. But you're looking at my roof now. I'm just moving my camera because this is terrible. I sit it there. Oh, sit it up there. Sit it up there. There we go. Whoops. Hang on, just bear with me. Sorry, guys. I just had it right. Oh, shiver me timbers. Me doodahs all everywhere. Oh my God, why doesn't it want to sit? There we go. Sit. Sit. Ah, shivers. Hang on. My goodness. Camera. Hang on. I'll try and sit it down like that. I'll sit it on the speaker. Now you're looking up my nose. Hang on. Yeah. No, that didn't work. Shivers. Hang on. Try and sit it on there. Does that work? Sit it on my speaker. There we go. Look at that. I set it on my speaker. Oh, there we go. Now I can read the chat. That's a bit better, sort of. Needs to be up a little bit, but oh well. Hang on. Yeah. Oh my goodness, people. I'm just... There we go. Oh no. There, nearly. Sort of. Hanukkah is even sooner, December 14th. Oh my God. Our care team comes up with all kinds of fun stuff. I work for a manufacturing place that make a lot of different things, but I specifically build heaters. Oh, wow. And I just turned my heater off. Can't believe it's the end of the year. 3 months left. I know. It's amazing. Now, I'm going to... Cameras. I'll try moving it back that way a little bit. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. A bit more down. Hang on. I don't want you looking up my nose. That's better. Look at that. There we go. Now I can see chat. I know this year has gone so far, so much. Oh my God, what a year. What a year. It has been crazy. A lot has happened. A lot has happened. So now I'm going to go back to this other brush. I don't know what sort of... Oh, that's too much. And make it small. I need to make it lighter. She's got lighter tan eyes than that. Control Z. I want to go to Aussie for extra Christmas. Some of that. It is coming into the hot months. Mind you, yeah, I'd recommend coming in the winter months. It's cooler. It's more comfortable. And there's less things that like the bites are gone. In winter, everything hibernates. So you don't have to worry about snakes if you come in winter. I'd recommend coming in winter. Unless you like the hot. If you like the heat. But I just hate snakes. We've got lots of snakes. They're starting to wake up now. Because we're in spring. Spring has sprung. And I really don't like snakes. I like looking at snakes, but I worry for my animals. We just had temps of 110 for 10 days. Oh, yeah, that's our summer. I don't like it. Yeah, that's what we do. We get that. And I'm not a fan. I much prefer winter. Like today's 20 Celsius, which is probably about 75, 80, I think. In Fahrenheit, about 80. It's lovely. It's showery. I love rain too. I absolutely love rain. Yeah, I can't do the 110. Yuck. Have no choice though, but ugh, so draining. All right. I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to block in. She's got dark shadows coming down here. You love clouds? Oh, I love clouds. I love clouds and I love rain. A lot. I love the sound of rain. I haven't put my digital drawing glove on. Doesn't matter. Doesn't seem to affect this. Affects the iPad more than it does this. I don't have to worry about where my hands are so much when I'm drawing on this tablet. Oof. That hot. I'm glad we haven't had that kind of heat this year. Yeah, I'd love to live in a colder climate. I would we've got New Zealand's not far from us. And Tasmania is generally cooler. It's sort of an island off the bottom of Australia. I'd quite happily go and live in one of those places rather than be hot. And the last place on earth I ever want to go is the centre of Australia where it's like 100 all year round. That sucks. Now I'm going to go to a lighter grey just for the top of her nose. Well, it's not really a lighter grey, it's just a softer grey. Not quite as harsh. And I'm going to blend it, which will soften it. Whoops, make it a bit smaller. You know what you could do, AK? You could do a crochet. Do you crochet? You could do a crocheted pumpkin. Like do a crochet ball with a little face on it. That could be cute. And then it could live on your desk. I'm going to make that darker again. And I somehow changed my settings because I had, actually I'm going to drop the opacity on that. I had, I know that's not going to work either, is it? Back up to 100. Got a jet, love and hugs. Hugs to you too, Dale. Have a great day. Thank you for popping in. It's always lovely to see you. Have a lovely day, Joyce, or a lovely night. Be the middle of the night there, goodness. Okay. Come down here. Maybe I'll make it a bit lighter. I'll make it more of a chocolatey brown, which doesn't really show up on the screen here. Like you probably can't see the real subtle. It's very subtle. Hello, Bacon. How are you, Dale? How have you been? What's been happening in Baconville? How's life been? Just going to fill in his nostrils, her nostrils, her nostrils, under her nosy bits. And I'll blend it. Where I am, we got minus 40 Fahrenheit with wind chill. See, I have to say, I think I would prefer that. I've been watching a lot of van lifers, right? And a few of them go extreme van lifing and they go into the snow. And I don't know what part of the US it is, but I heard a sound outside. That was weird. And a few of them go into the really, really snowy climates and stealth camp in their cars, and it's so cool. Thought about crocheting, but I'm slow. I don't have enough time. Okay, fair. And you know, with me, I can only crochet in a straight line. I can't go around corners. So you just have, basically, you would get a piece of string. With me, I can't do corners. I don't do corners. Apparently, I can't do it. Which is very entertaining. I want to change my doodah over here. Oh, I don't know how do I do it? Tool options. Nope. Nope. Advanced color selector. Nope. How do I make my palette doodah? I want to change my palette doodah. I'm going to wreck everything you watch. Configure krita. No. Dockers. Yep. Go to Dockers. Then go palette. No. I want to change that. Hang on. Settings. Dockers. Palette. Yeah. Oh, didn't do anything. Did it? No, it doesn't matter. It's all right. I'll figure it out later. So now I'm going to go into the darkest darks of her nose and fill that out. So you can see I'm just building the bases. Actually, I can do this colour droppy thing. I can do the bucket in there and fill that in, and fill that in, fill all the bits in. Saves having to go round and round and round and squiggle. And then same on the other side. She's got, I can see her nostril there is, I might not even do a background for her, you know. I might just leave her on a white, oh no, I have to do a sky. She has to have a sky background. Maybe a bit of, maybe some trees. Maybe some trees. Now the middle of her, this part down her nose, her septomy bit, comes down there. I'm going to blend this all a little bit just to get rid of any edges. Don't want hard edges just yet. Just want it all to be soft and a bit blended together. Shadowy and a bit not quite complete. Now for her top of her head, she's got a grey, a light grey. So I'll go back to, oh my God, I can't read. I can't read. What does it say? Oh, thank you for the follow. Mind Riot Stitch. Cool, welcome. Thank you, welcome. Oh my God, I've got my reading glasses on to look at this screen and I can see that one, but then I'm like, oh no, I can't see the alert. It's too little. But welcome. Welcome. How are you, Mind? It is a very cute pup. It's actually, it's a fellow YouTuber that I follow. I've been watching her channel for so long and I just love her dogs. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to paint her dogs. Well, one of her dogs. I might paint the other one, but I love this one. So I'm going to do it with a stronger brush, this tongue. The magical circle is not super easy to learn. I am in the process of making a dragon in crochet. Ooh, but I didn't follow pattern. Since that's how it would go, rogue. Yeah, nah, I can't. It's a circle of doom for me. It is like the circle of doom. What do they call that? That's like the on the internet where that you get the loading thing. Yeah, I can't knit. My daughter, my youngest daughter, can knit, sew, crochet. She can do all the handcrafts. All I can do is I can sew and draw. But I'm a sewing machine sewer. I quite enjoy sewing. I used to make the kids' clothes and stuff. Whoopsie-days. And even now, like I made a tarpaulin for my husband's four-wheel drive. He's got a truck. And I made a giant cover for the cage at the back with all zip-ups the sides and window bits and all kinds of fun things. So nice. I'm sure they'll love it. Yes. A dragon crochet would be so cute. Oh, see, I've missed a dark bit. I've missed a black bit. So I've got to go back onto my, because I used to have a palette down the bottom and I don't know how to get the palette underneath my colour chart back. I had it ages ago and then I pressed a button and I lost it because I touch things. And when I touch things, everything disappears on me. My kids always say, Mum, don't touch anything. Call us first. And then I touch something and they're like, what did you do? And I'm like, I don't know. I just touched all the things. And then all my stuff went away. None of it's how I had it before. So mine, what do you do? Are you a streamer or are you an artist or gamer or all of the above? Because we've got a mixture of everything in chat here. We all do a bit of everything. We've got gamers and artists and all the fun stuff. Now, if I go to, I need a grey, so I'm going to stay in the reds. I'm going to go to a lighter grey for her fur in here. Do a little bit of doodling and gaming, I guess. Oh, nice. Awesome. I just realised I've got chat in front of me as well. Isn't that clever? And Lettuce, I just realised you're on YouTube. Because I'm streaming on both. I'm being a multi-streamer. Trying anyway. Very trying. Get on there. Get in there. Making my grey a bit greyer. There we go. I sort of need it a bit lighter. I'm going to have to go into the yellows. There we go. Otherwise it's not going to be a natural sort of a grey. But yeah, so I'm a traditional artist, bit of history, I'm a traditional artist, but I've just found digital in the last 6 months, 12 months, and I am totally addicted. Totally addicted. And I don't know that I'll go back to digital very often. I've just realised I've got to come up here a bit more with the lighter colour. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to block it. I'm going to do that and I'm going to go around here and I'm just going to block that in. I'll grab my little paint pot and drop it like that. That fills that in for me. What type of medium do you like to use for traditional? Watercolour. Watercolour and ink. I adore ink. And I do a lot of, when I'm traditional, whoops, what colour is that? Hang on, I want to go that colour. I want to go that skin tone that I had, that one. And then go back to that one. Yeah, I love watercolour and I love just drawing with ink. I love ink. I think ink's my favourite medium. So neat. That's what I want to try and learn next. I just ordered some ink pens. Ooh, okay. Well, I can recommend, whoops. I love dip pen. The best, if you want a felt tip pen, like a normal ink pen, just grab any old pen from the supermarket. I use one of those ones with the 5 colours on it, and I love drawing with those, just your normal ink pen that you write with every old day. And I've also bought a Tachikala dip pen, and I just bought black Indian ink, and I just use that to draw. I've only really used charcoal so far. Charcoal's great fun, but oh my goodness, do I get covered in stuff. Charcoal is wonderful, and you can do so much with charcoal. And yeah, it's wonderful. And I love that you can move it around. You know, I used to love doing human portraits, like people portraits in charcoal. I had an amazing art friend who taught me how to do portraits. And yeah, I learnt in charcoal because it just moves. And you could put it on and wipe it off and put it on and wipe it off and change things all the time. It was absolutely awesome. Yeah, my hands are usually jet black. You know, all of me, it gets black because I'm constantly touching my face, touching everything. My whole art room turns black when I use charcoal. I'm very, 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 very messy when it comes to charcoal. But I've still got heaps. I've got charcoal, the vine charcoal, which is just like that wiggly burnt wood one, which is pretty much natural charcoal, where they've literally just burnt the vine, broken it off and packeted it. And I've got the pencils as well. I don't like graphite. I do like charcoal. I've drawn with graphite, but I'm not a real fan. It's too shiny. Hey, Bug. I'm streaming. I'm just going to push the door shut in case you're relaxing in your jammies. Okay. Alrighty. Let's blend that out. I'm going to do the grey around her neck. This is it's almost there's a few different colours on here. What have I done here? Oh, that's her chin here. I've got to erase some of the underdrawing. Didn't like graphite either, but then I found that Faber-Castell has a line of matte graphite. Ooh, so that you get around the shiny. I've not seen that. Okay, that'll be interesting. See, I'd be interested to check that out. Because the only thing I don't like about graphite is that it's shiny. And I like a matte. There we go. Whoops, that's done the whole background. I'll just do that by hand, shall I? Blend that all in. Slab of bacon, tell a really bad joke. Okay, so anyone who's on YouTube, in Twitch, I have redeemable, when you get to a certain amount of points from the time you watch, you get redeemable things. And one of my doodahs is tell a really bad joke. So for 5,000 points. So I've got to find a really bad joke. So I'm going to have a quick look here on my other old iPad. Jokes. Let's look up jokes. And let's go. Hilarious. Okay, let's have a look. We're having a look for a joke. These are like that, like they're bad, but they're not even funny bad. Oh, what do you call a can opener that doesn't work? A can't opener. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts. Scrolling down, having another look. I know it was only one joke, but I get on a bit of a roll when it comes to the jokes. This really bad, like not even funny bad. What happens if you don't pay the exorcist? You get repossessed. I actually really like that. That's really good. That works. There we go. That's your jokes. Why should you move in the corner to the corner of a room if you're feeling cold? Oh God, I don't know why, Bacon. Why would that be? What would you do? Why should you rather? Because it's not. Oh my God. See, you're better at really bad than I am. How can you be better at bad? That's interesting. That's like, what do they call that? That's like a double. That's a double something or other. A double negative. Okay, so she's sort of blocked in now. Her collar's purple, so that'll be fun. Let's go into the reds and go into the dark purple. So it's sort of more of that colour purple. Oh, April's got a joke. My daughter's got a joke. What's your joke, Boog?
What kind of shoes do frogs wear?
I don't know. What kind of shoes do frogs wear?
Open-toed shoes.
Open-toed. I like that. Okay, thank you, Bug. That's my daughter. She's in her gym jams, so I haven't opened the door. So she's been down the lounge. She's playing games. She's got the day off today. So, whoops. I like that. Oops, hang on. What have I done here? Go there. No, oh, that's not the right one because I've got to use the bucket. That one. No? Wait, why? But why? Hang on. Colour I'll do that. Get that colour. Then I go to the bucket and do that. There we go. Now I filled it in. Blend all this. Oops. Got to go back to my brush up there. Fill all of this in. Blendy, blendy, blendy. Now, that purple does go under here as well. So I'll fill in that under there. You can only just see it a little bit because their fur sort of takes up a lot. And I'll get rid of the underdrawing at the end. Like that, okay. That's all right. Now, so she's blocked in. I am going to do the background because why not? I'll give her a sky-coloured background. We'll go to a blue. We'll go into the blues. Go more towards a blue, not a green. And we'll go into that light sort of sky colour. And I am going to use the airbrush tool. Woo! And I've got to bring this down a fraction because it's too high. You need to see all of the picture. I need to make the brush a bit smaller maybe. No, I don't like that. I need it to be stronger than that. Maybe I'll use that brush, my normal brush, and I'll just fill that in. I'm just going to do it like traditional. So you can see you don't have to worry, you don't have to stress about layers because it's too confusing for me. I'll get there one day when I grow up. I'll learn how to do layers properly. But for now, I'll just treat it traditional and just do it how I would do it for watercolour. Didn't you mean to cut your stride? Mine just, oh, hang on. I make my hands painting sessions. I don't know. I'm confused, Bacon. I'm confused too. You're speaking a whole other language, mate. I've got to come around the outside of the ear. I'll blend all this in a minute. Interrupt. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's slang that I haven't heard. That's the beauty of having people from different countries. I've got no bloody idea sometimes. I hear words and I'm like, what? And I know a lot of my friends do that to me as well because I say stuff that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I was actually talking to my son-in-law the other day and I said something and he's like, what? What does that mean? And I'm like, oh, haven't you heard that? And he's like, no, because he's Canadian. So I had to explain. I can't remember what word it was. It was a Aussie slang that I use every day. I didn't even think about it. And, oh, that's what it was. It's because it was talking about having something done or it had to get some work done. I had to get it done by a certain time. And I said, oh, you'll shit it in. And he's like, what? And shit it in Australia, in slang, is you'll shit it in, you'll get it done in time. Which is, it doesn't really, if you think about it, it doesn't actually really make a whole lot of sense. But he's like, what? I said, oh, yeah, you'll shit that in, you'll shit it in. Shit it in, mate. And, and he's like, what on earth does that mean? Like, you'll get it done in time. So, yeah. All the language and all the interesting bits. Okay, so that's a light and soft background, but I might give it a bit of a stronger hue here towards the middle. Go back to that one. Just give her a little bit of a tone around her. Australian slang is quite interesting. Yeah, some of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I used to work in a factory years ago, and we had lots and lots of immigrants. And so a lot of time we would teach them how to speak English because, we had lots of mixed cultures. And so, but I said to the one girl came in and she said to me, she said, Jen, I don't know why I went to school to learn English because you don't speak it. Because, I used to use a lot more slang. Didn't realise I did, but as I got older, I got better, better spoken. Yeah, I don't know how to put it. Budgie smugglers, yes, that's your speedos. Yeah, and a sanger is your sandwich. We take a lot from England too, like bangers, sausages. What else? Dead horse is tomato sauce. But pass us the dead horse. I'm just trying to think of any other slang. I can't think of it offhand. I just sort of say it. Oh, bacon! Rude! Oh, bacon, you're funny. It doesn't mean what that means in other countries. Oh, goodness. You're funny. I'm just going to blend that. I know that one. Yeah, I certainly do. And I shan't be... Google. If you don't understand what that means, go Google. Australian slang term for that. Yeah. Oh, I've gone all blushed. You've made me blush. Takes a lot to make little old me blush, I can tell you. All right, come up here. And that's an interesting thing that I've learned of being online with lots of people from different countries. Words that we use here that are swear words in other countries, but they're not. Like here, they're not. And I won't say it because it isn't, or it isn't here, but it could offend someone. But I'm like, I said it the one day I was on stream and I kept saying it because it's a word that I use quite often, didn't think anything of it. And a friend of mine in America said, oh, you can't say that. And I'm like, why? And I looked it up and went, oh, okay, that's what it means over there. But it doesn't mean it here. I'm really not happy with that. I need to maybe soften, get a softer blue or grey around the edges, maybe. Let's do that. I need to sort of soften a little bit. It's a little bit too hard, too flat. Oh, I haven't got a Ko-fi page, so when you see that alert, just ignore it, guys, because I've got an Etsy, but I don't have a Ko-fi. Oh, that's gone. I thought I disabled that alert, but I haven't apparently. So who's been teaching you Australian slang, Slab? Intent makes so much difference. It so does. It totally does. Actually, I don't mind that. You know what? I'm going to stick some clouds in. I'm going to go some white. It is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Just stick some clouds up here so then it looks like a sky background. And I'll just blend it, just blobs of light, and then I'll blend it out. But when I go rogue gaming, yeah, the intent is probably a little bit more boisterous. That looks all right. I'm happy with that. That looks better. That looks better. That looks better. I'll just pop a bit more light around under here. And then we'll get on to the details. I just want to get a soft background in just to help. There we go. Soft background is done. Okay, now we're going to get onto the fur texture. So for the fur, I'm going to use just a soft, rakey looking old mashed up, chewed up brush. And I'm going to go into my darks down here. And I'm going to go almost black. And I'm going to start to draw the different angles of the pen. Different pens you use, you'll get different textures. I need that to be darker though. But then again, I'll just build it up in layers. Exactly the same as if I'm drawing. You just do it in layers. You do one layer at a time and you just work your way through. So I'll go to sort of pure dark. And you've got to remember all colours are made up of other colours. Like she's not a true black. She's got brown, some greys, some light reddy browns, sort of earth tones in amongst it as well. But I want to get the fur texture. Vibrating light. Is there a vibrating light? Is that my camera doing weird shit? Wavelengths. Oh! You're being technical, mate. You're throwing me. Throwing me, mate. I'm easily confused. Can you tell? I'm having an easily confused day. So you just got to remember to have your fur going in the right directions. It's the directions that you would have. So I'm just looking at her. She's actually they're long-coated dogs. If they're purebred, they're long-coated. She's got a mix. So she's got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So she's very dark under her ears. And sometimes I forget this isn't traditional and I try and blend on the page. Like I try and blend it and I forget that it's not traditional because I get so absorbed in what I'm doing that I completely forget. Because the brushes feel like this on this tablet, it feels the same as if you're doing it traditional. Like this pen is sensitive and it's really, really nice to use. And I'm a bit of a pen collector in real life. When I traditional art, I collect pens. I'm a pen hoarder. I've got a bazillion pens and I adore pens and I collect them. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And yeah, this particular pen, I love drawing on my iPad, but I don't like the iPad pencil. I love this pen. It's got good feedback, good feel. It's actually really quite nice. It feels like you're drawing traditionally. It feels right. I'm actually going to get rid of the underdrawing now. No, that's not the one. Oh, shit. Okay, that one. There we go. Oh, no, I might leave it for a bit longer. I still need it to guide me a little bit. A lot of these highlights on her dark parts are blue, a blue-grey, like because you reflect the sky. So you got to think the colours that reflect, it's not light and dark, it's not black or white. You reflect what's around you. So she's reflecting the sky on the back of her ears. So the reflection's going to be a blue light, not a pure white. And because she's sitting on rocks, the white on her undercoat, on her neck and that is reflecting the stones. So it's reflecting a grey of the stone. So you got to think the whole time that, you know, it's not just what you think. You've got to look deeper into the colours to figure out. And you see, well, I messed up her ear a little bit. I'm just going to blend this in, soften that, just the edges of the ear fur there a little bit, like that. I don't like how I've done the top of her ear. I'm going to change that. I'm going to go back in though, but I'm going to do that with my dip pen, as if I was traditional. I've got to flatten off the top of her ear like that, because her ear comes up to there. She's got all rough fur. I can add a bit of furry texture around the edges there. I've got to disable the buttons on my pen because I keep pressing them because I've got my fingies are uncontrollable. Okay, having a look. All right, that's looking better. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to darken up, start to build shadows in places I can see shadows. I've got to darken up under here. Come up, get the shape under here. Then I'm going to blend it a little bit. My blendy tool. I have like 4 or 5 of my favourite things that I use to draw. And same in real life. I collect thousands of pens, but I use probably 3. Because that's how I roll. Like I literally have one dip pen that I love. I've got a collection of dip pens, but I don't use any of them. I just have them because I love them. But that because they're pretty. I've got actually most beautiful feather pen. It's a fountain pen, a dip pen, but it's a proper feather. But it's got they've put a silver tip, a pewter tip rather, over the top of the bottom of the feather. And it's got a pewter holder, but it's a beautiful feather. But it lives in its box. It never comes out of its box because I'm scared I'll wreck it. But it came with its own ink and its own little holder and its own little everything, and I just love it. So I've just decided what I'm going to do when I get to the end of this is the darkest shadows and the finest detail I will do drawing individual furs with, like as if you would do it with pencil. I'll do it with my dip pen though. Darken that up. I can go in. I'm going to use this pen. It's a heavier, darker, stronger sort of pen just for there, and then blend that a little bit. All right, let's have a look. She's starting to look all right ish. Go back to the softer brush. Whoops-a-days. Make that disappear. Go drop the size down and draw in the fur and the edge. Her ear. Her ear comes up a bit higher there. And then she's got lighter fur because it's catching the sky in the background around there. I just blocked in that shadow shape. Excuse me. All right, like that. Blend that because I did that line the wrong direction. There we go. I'll have another sip of my coffee before it goes freezing cold. Okay, now let's have a look. Now she's got lots of mottled fur. Pardon me. Coming down. Don't like that brush at all. Lots of mottled fur coming down. It's got like flecks, different coloured flecks. These guys, if you ever see one, if you Google Australian shepherd, they are the most pretty dogs. Their fur is insane, and they get stumpy tail ones and long tail ones. And I had a heeler, a blue heeler and a red heeler, and they were this kind of colour as well. They're very similar colours to a red or blue heeler. I had a blue heeler that was this kind of colouring, and his name was Cluey, after Blue's Clues. And the red dog was Bindi. And Bindi had a stumpy tail, was born with no tail. And Cluey had a long tail. A long wiggly waggly tail. But these guys can be stumpy or long-tailed, and it's just natural. They're just born that way. Now I'm looking at her. Pardon me. I've got to strengthen. I'm still not 100% happy with the top of her ear. I'm going to erase. No, I'm not. How am I going to do that? I'm not. I am going to erase. Can I erase that? What? Hang on. Why is it not letting me? Oh, there we go. I'm going to go to that. I'm going to go to a thicker pen. I've got to erase. There we go. Hang on. Make that a bit bigger. I'm not happy with. I've got to erase that shape there. And it needs to come down on that more of an angle. And then I'll just colour drop the blue back in. So if I go colour drop that blue, go back to the brush, fill that in. I'll just blend it. Blend, blendy blend. I'll draw the fur over the top and you'd never notice. Pardon me, goodness gracious. A frog in my throat. Blend that in. There we go. I was going to soften that right up. So one thing that took a while for me to get used to with this app also is that when you use a different brushes have different effects on the paper. Like you'll use one brush and the same colour will come out different. It won't look the same. So I'm just going to change the shape like that, because that ear came down more like that. I'm happy with that. That's better. And I'll go back to the rough brush and get to the dark colour again. And then redraw in the fur. So same as I would do traditionally, except I couldn't do this in watercolour. If you mess it up, you've got to either enlarge it, go over it. You have to alter it differently. You can't just erase. So, and I also don't like, got an itchy eyeball now. I also don't like how I've got the shape of the bottom of her ear. I've got to erase that bit just under here, because her ear actually is less deep, less wide down there. So I'll just change that. So the more I do of a picture, the more I see things. Excuse me, goodness gracious. I'm a bit hoarse today. Okay, I'm just going to take in that darker colour underneath, shadow, and I'll block that in with that brush. Oh, that's not the one. Get rid of the eraser. Go back to there. There we go. Go back in under there. That's better. Like that. Blend that. There we go. And I'll soften that edge. Soften under there. And I've got to add some white fur around there. So I'm happier with that shape of her ear. So now I'm going to go back in with my greys. Back into about, I reckon, yeah, she's sort of actually, I'll colour drop. I'll just press my little dropper and I'll pick up that colour. I want to pick up that colour and carry that grey down under here. Get to that soft brush. No, I want to go to that bristly brush. Pardon me. And then I'll drop in fur texture. No, I don't like that. Go to that brush. Why is that grey not working? What's going on? Why is that brush not working with that grey? Oh, because it's got erase. Okay. There we go. Every now and then I do something and I'm like, why is it doing that? So I'll just blend out some of these greys under her chin. I can make them a bit lighter too. So I'll come back down the colour wheel a little bit. Make it a little bit lighter. I might blend those in I'll draw fur texture over the top, but I might just blend that. I'll get rid of the underdrawing towards the end. And because this is all under her chin, it's all sort of similar greys. Oops. Make the brush a bit bigger. Fill in under here. She's got lots of grey under her chest. Add darker shadows as well. She's got flecks all through here as well. Oh, I can add all that back in. It's all a process. It's working. I still work like in lots and lots of layers. I start with the base, then I work to the middle, then I go to the detail layer. So we're on the detail layer now. How long have I been drawing for? An hour. It's taken an hour from start to this. I can actually see there's some blues. Well, actually, I've got to go back into the white, go to the yellow, and get the purest sort of white. We go back up here. I'm going to add a little bit more dark, like a blue grey. So I'll go into get away from the greens. I'm going to go more into the reds. No, more back into the blues. I don't know what the dogs are barking at, but anyway. I've got to go a stronger grey. I might do it with, whoops-a-days, drop the opacity. Excuse my dogs. Drop the opacity. And I've got to draw some fur texture in. Shadowy fur texture. Excuse my dog. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bear. Come down here. Like that. Draw in a few flecks of the darker fur. She's got darker flecks through here. Excuse my doggies. We must have just had a delivery. My daughter's taken it, thank goodness. And she's a young dog, this one, so she's quite thin. She's a lean sort of a dog. She's sort of tall and narrow. Okay. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'll draw her fur coming down here. All right. I'm going to go some darker fur.
That was a package that was just dropped off.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Bug.
And it's a heavy one for 7 days.
Okay. I don't know whether the kids are home. Yeah, just text them. I'll come down here. I'm just going to fill all that in. I can blend it. It's going to darken up. Start to build up the darker areas. There we go. Down on her back. Come down here, go even darker towards the front here. I'll add the fur over the top of this, and that's sort of more of a chocolatey brown I've got, and I'll do brown onto her. Blend that, soften the edges. That. Blend that up into the fur on her neck. There we go. Hello, Jeremy. I'm great, mate. How are you? How are you? Whoops, excuse my little dog. How have you been, doll? I'm really not liking that other brush. I'm going to drop that to smaller. And I am very good. Quite happily drawing to my heart's content. I don't know what time it is. What time is it? It's 11:30 here. I'm going to blend that down. Leave the texture on the top. You're good. I'm glad to hear that, doll. Glad to hear that. I'm going to go a bit more dark around the edges here. Make it a bit bigger. Like that. Takes a while of going backwards and forwards to get the details where you want them. Excuse me, Pippi. My little dog's decided to be... Excuse me, Pippi. Excuse me. I'm just going to have to put Pippi out. Come on, Pippi. Because Pippi barks at me whenever I stream. Come on, Pip. Come on. Actually, come. because she barks at me when I stream. You can say hello, Bear. Bear's going to say hello. Oh, there's Bear. Oh, this is my dog, Bear. Say hi. There's Bear. My little Jack Russell, my little buddy, who's always with me. Okay, so now we're going to get on to finer detail and go into the red, stronger reddy browns. I reckon. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's better. I'll draw some stronger red fur, reddy brown fur. Needs to go back more into the browns. More into the browns. A bit stronger. Because some of the fur, I'm going to drop the opacity down, drop the size down, make the fur, oh, maybe not that small. Again, remembering, go the direction of the fur. Well, the wind's picked up here. I thought we might have a storm coming in. All right, so I'm just going to draw the fur in. Don't have to draw all the fur. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use this rough brush. There we go. Same as using like an old paintbrush when you've got your old favourite brush that's turned into like hog hair. Got a bit rough. You can use that for fur texture to give you the effect you want. And I'll go over the top of that light base colour. Again, following the direction of the fur. She's got a lot more grey around her nose, around the edge of her nose than I've put. I will finish that off. I'll add that in. I'm going to get rid of the underdrawing now. We're going to get rid of the underdrawing. That's not it. That one. There we go. Don't need the underdrawing now. It just gets rid of all that messiness. And the harder I press, the stronger the brush strokes will be. Same as if you were using a traditional brush. Just got to draw a little bit of fur. Now her nose fur comes down here a little bit, changes direction and goes sort of downward. Oh, I see what I haven't done. She's darker around here because that's her lip line. Just bear with me a second. I've just got to go to her back into the darker colour here because I haven't drawn in her lip on the top. I'm going to go back to my dip pen. Like that. And draw that in. Oops. Drawing her lip line. I'm going to make that a bit stronger. I'll go back to, I've got the dip pen. Why is it not more, oh, so I've got the opacity right down. That'll do it. I want it to be strong. Strong dark. I'm like, why is it not a strong dark? It's because I didn't have the opacity on. Got to change her nose now. Get some detail coming down here. Oops. Like that. And I'll blend that little bit. Whoops, not that much. Oh, actually. Oh, yeah, no, I will. I'll blend that. Just that little bit that I just added there. I've got to add like a grey. Stay with my dip pen. I'm going to draw in. She's got the grey coming around this side of her nose. And up under her nose here. And then she's got pink gums. So I'll go back into this sort of a pink here. Like a skin tone. Oh, I need it to be a bit more skin tone. Like that. Excuse my dogs. Block that in. And then I'll draw her teeth over the top of that. Excuse my dog. The kids are moving a parcel, so Bear's decided to be vocal. I'm going to darken up some of these skin tones around the lips and the tongue. This is under the tongue. This is like the gums. But right under here it's dark. Like that. I'll go right in along the line of the bottom gum, like that. Then I've got to draw a little tooth in. I've got to do the tip of her tongue has, I'll make that more of a pink. That's not it. No, Control Z. That's better, that pink. I'll go more of a salmony pink around this edge. I'll blend it. Just scribble it on for the second. It's not really salmony, it's more of a greyish pink. I'm going to go a dark, like a blue almost. I go into the blue, grey, sort of greys for the I'm going to go, actually, what am I doing? Go into a softer brush. Softer brush for around the shadows under here. I can blend that like that. That shadow on her tongue. Just blend that in. Like that. So I'm starting to work the different, I've got to get that back again. You know, see, I didn't go the direction. I should have followed the direction of her skin. I'll just fix that up a bit and follow the direction. Make my brush a bit bigger. Blend that all out like that. Go back to more of a pinky, reddy pink. I'm just looking a bit of a stronger pink. That's a bit better. Just for around this edge. Around this edge. Just building up layers now and textures and soften things up. Add lights and darks, build up the colours so it's not all just flat. Blend in a bit. I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that tongue. I don't like the shadows, but I've just got to have faith that it'll be okay. It'll work out. What I need to do is go up into these greys. Maybe drop the opacity. Like that. Bring it down. I like that colour better, and I'll blend it. Get my big blender and blend, soften all that out. Tongues are hard because tongues are they're just shapes and shadows. They're actually quite hard to do. Tongues, lips, I've always struggled. I'm going to do a stronger line around the outside edge. I'll go back into the pinks, except I want to go more of the natural, like that pink, like a Barbie pink, that one. I'm going to go around the edge. I've got it here. Around the edge of her tongue. I've lost the edge a little bit. And then I'll go darker next to that. Go super dark just up in here. I'll add a fair over the top of this so it doesn't matter so much just yet. Just adding the darkest darks in. And it's just be patient and keep building layers. Just trust the process. you always get to a spot where you go, oh, this is not working, but you got to just trust that it will and keep going. I always hit an ugly spot where I'm like, oh, this is not working. And then it works. So I'm going to have another sip of my coffee because I've got a tickly throat today. Because we're in spring. So hay fever's hit and asthma's hit and all the fun things. Okay, just blend that down. Okay, that's looking better-ish. Better-ish. Might even go back to that colour. Drop the opacity. And just bring it around. Oh, I don't like that. Hang on. Drop the opacity. Using that brush though. That's better. And just blend that down. It's all the same colour, just different opacity. So if I was doing this traditionally, that would literally be add water to watercolour. To make that dilute, to dilute that colour down would be just add water. So I just mentally, in my mind, I treat it the same. It's like, how would I do that if I was to do it in watercolour? Like, I just add water. So that's that. I'm actually going to go in darker around her lip now. So I'm going to pick up this colour and I'm going to make it darker around her lip. Just in here, I'm going to go back to my brush, press my brush icon, go back in here, go full opacity and darken up in here. Underneath, she is darker under there. Just a process of working back and forth. Drop the size of my brush like that. And different pens give you different opacities, different strengths of the colour as well, which takes a bit of getting used to. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think we're getting there now. We're starting to get there. I'm actually going to use that colour underneath this edge tongue. I can blend that edge in a little bit. Yeah, all good. Blend that in a little bit, like that. I'll also take that around that outside edge. Blend that in there. Just blend that. Okay. I can even use, I'm going to see if that works. I need it to be darker. I think. Let's go with the dark. That. Up in the top. I'm going to stop working on the tongue in a minute because it can get a bit, like you get so involved in one part that you forget about the rest and you get sucked into the detail. I'm going to go right up into that dark though, like that. Up there. Then I'm going to blend and get back onto the fur. There we go. Okay. I'm going to draw her teeth. I'm actually going to get onto her teeth now and I'm going to draw, because she's very dark around her gums. So I'm literally going to do like reverse. I'll fill in because I can't see the tooth there. These little squiggles. So there's like a molar there. There's another one there. That one there like that. And then I can come all the way down there and you can sort of see, don't really know how I feel about that, but I'll fill that in a little bit, back. Don't have them so stark. All right. Fill in around the bottom of these gummy bits. Like that. Okay. I've also got I've just realised, I've got to add this fur, drop the opacity. Might go with a bigger brush. Drop the opacity. Because she's got like a darker fur going around this way. Like that, and I'll blend that in. Soften that. Like that. Coming around the top of her lip. I'm starting to now build up. Whoops. That coming around the top of her lip. Bring this grey around the edge of her nose. This grey up around here. Okay, let's have a look. See, I'm just roughing up the fur on her head a little bit. Now I've got to do her eyes. I'm going to actually add a little bit of grey around the bottom of her chin. She's got quite bright fur. I'm going to add a bluey grey. I'm going to go back into the greys. Go back into the deeper blues. Go into a stronger grey. I'm going to add this onto this fur over the top of all of this fur here. Like that. There we go. I can come into this fur at the bottom here, just with the rough brush. And I'm going to go over this with white as well at the end. And her fur sort of swirls around. Like that. Like that. I'm going to go into the dark. And I'm going to add fur texture now. Don't like that brush so much. I'm going to go back into this brush. Actually, I've got a fur brush. I'm sure I've got fur brushes. Let's have a look. Cloud hair and fur. Let's do that. Oh, look at that. We'll go to that one. Oops. That's better. Because I'm going to make it smaller. I can draw all the fur. I'm going to make it bigger. All the fur in. Again, directions of the fur. Note the directions. And I'll just build this up. Go over the top of everything. I forgot I had fur brushes. It came with the app. I'm going to go almost pure black just down here. I need a stronger sort of a fur brush though. What have we got? More of a need sort of stronger. Maybe that. That looks good. I'm going to try to make it smaller though. Smaller. Yeah, that's more of a thicker fur colour. Thicker fur pattern. Like that. That's a purple. I want to go back into the start to add texture around different little slight different colours. She's darker all under here. Can't see her other shoulder. She is darker along her back. So I'll go over that like that. Now I can also come around her eye like that. Build in these darker areas in the fur texture. Again, remembering the direction the fur goes. Building up. Getting more of, losing the matte, getting more of it, getting rid of the flat colour. Starting to add in depth, three-dimensionalness. You can see this is a blue, like it's a purpley colour. If I was to do this in traditional paint, I would use purples and blues to add interest to the darks. I'm going to make this brush a little bit smaller. I can get more intense dark then around here. Like that. Dark around here. Got to blend some more fur texture. I'll come back and go into the greys again in a minute. I like this brush. This brush is nice. It has the right sort of texture. This one has the right sort of texture. There we go. Come down and around. All right. Around the other side of this eye. Okay, having a quick look. She's starting to look better. We're getting there. We are getting there. Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey. Now I'm going to go into the greys, the blue greys. I'm going to go almost to the light. Now I'm going to start to actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into a white. I'm going to add fur texture. Make it a bit more, make that brush a bit bigger. Not that big maybe. Got to get, I'm going to get to my dropper. Go to the white of the paper if I can get it. There we go, that's better. Got to get some fur texture back in and around the edges here. See how her fur comes onto the darker parts? It's rough. So I'm just going to add the fur in and around and make it rough around the edges. If you were doing this with a traditional brush, you could use like a pointed, if a watercolour brush, you'd use a pointed brush like a number 4 or 6 because it would give you the tip. You could swirl the tip to get a soft edge. So this is sort of what I'm doing, trying to mimic traditional effects. Now I'm not happy. I've got to do dark under her chin. So I'm going to stay with this fur brush though. I need to go to almost black. There we go. I've got to come around her lip. I'm just going to swirl the fur. Actually, no, I've got to go back to my favourite brushes. Go back to my favourites. I don't know how to save it, but that's okay. Favourites. Where's favourites gone? Where's my faves? Oh, there. And then I've got to go back to that one. Actually, I'll go to that one. I've got to add the darker. Oh, that didn't work, did it? I'll go to the dark around her lip. I want it to be quite strong around there. So we'll build that up. So we're getting into the final sort of details, or the fun details, or the jewellery on the end of the painting. Still a little bit off though. I've still got to do a lot of fur detail, but getting into the touch ups like the, whoops. I've I've got to add that also. What have I done here? What have I done? Go to there. What colour have I got? Oh, it's because I haven't got the right brush because I'm a nong. Okay, take that. Got to darken up around here. Actually, I'm going to use that brush. It's a rounder sort of a brush, stronger pigment. Having a look. Add that, strengthen that line is what I'm trying to say. I've got to strengthen that line just there. Like that. There we go. That's looking a bit better. That's looking a bit better. I've got to bring that down there more. Just fill that in. Like I said, I treat this traditionally. It's a drawing layer, a background layer, and a colour layer. I haven't gone to any extreme difficulties. I just keep it as simple as possible. As simple as possible. That's looking better. I've got to get some fur texture around the edge of her mouth now. So I'm going to colour drop, pick up the little colour dropper, pick up this sort of pinky skin tone, go back to my paintbrush, go back to the fur brush that I had. So go back to favourites, go back down here. And there's one that says fur, essential hair and fur. And I'll scroll down to that looking one. Thick furry fur. And then I'm going to go to a darker fur tone. Add that in where I see darker areas. Like that. Again, following the direction of the fur. Build up the textures. Like that. I can come around here actually and add fur texture now over the top. She's got quite a lot. She's got darker fur down here. Or it's just in shadow, but it's that tan, beautiful tanny colour. It's coming up different with it. What's that one? Let's try that one. Looks like a different one again. I want to go into a stronger sort of a goldy colour. Got to come back into here. Oh, that's a bit better. Takes a bit of fiddling because different brushes pick different pigment up differently. It's the same as traditional. Each brush has a different effect and gives you a slightly different stroke. Okay, again, following the direction the fur would go, I'll darken it up under here. She would be darker under here. Strengthen it, more fur texture. Like that. Actually, I'll go darker, even darker again if I can. I'll go darker like that. That's better. Down under here. Again, directions of the fur. Like that. She's got darker fur under here. Like that. I can see more flecks of dark coming back from her nose. I'll add the whiskers on right at the very end. Got to get a super dark, almost black, just around the edge of her nose where her nose joins. I'm going to drop that size down a fraction. Her nose sort of, oh no, I need to make it bigger. Got to get just around the edge of her nose. I haven't done her nose properly yet. I'm going to go back to my favourites. There. I'm going to go back to that brush and just strengthen her nose detail now. the opacity up to full. I just realised I didn't have my opacity up. Because her nostrils come down like that. Build that up, back into her actual nostril, like that. Because I've got this all quite soft and hazy. I need to strengthen it now. Darken up under there, like that. And I'm going to go to like a soft watercolour brush to just fill in there. Following the direction of her nose, sort of curves around a little bit. It's softer over the back. Now, she's got the face of her nose goes up and down. The very front, an up and down motion. I'm going to blend that little bit. Just soften that a little bit. Like that. She's got a beautiful nose. She has a very good nose. Now I'm going to add a little bit of light, a little bit of a highlight on the bottom of her nostril. The highlights and low lights make all the difference. It makes things pop. It really does bring things to life. Adding your highlights and your low lights. So I can see she's got light on the top of her nose, a little bit there. She's got a little bit down here. Just a little bit. I'm just looking for shapes of lights and shadows. Okay, that's looking all right. Add a little bit of light onto her tongue there. Like that. Like that. It's starting to build up. I'll just lock that on there like that. Okay. A bit on the end. All right, now I've got to work on her eyes. I'm going to work on her eyes for a bit because I haven't done anything to her eyes. I'm going to go into the tans. Go back to stronger sort of colour. Just going to blend this out. Maybe get some oranges in there. Just a little bit of, because she's got brown around her eyes. And it just helps to give them a little bit of pop. Bit of pop. You need a bit of pop. Blend that out. You don't want just flat colours. You can always add a little bit, and you can always take it back. If you don't like it, you can always remove it. I'm going to go in around. I'm going to go in with my thick dark pen and add the dark pupil. She's got her iris, which is almost black, but her pupil is pure black. Like that. And I've got to soften the edges. I'm going to blend those edges of the iris back in like that, and that softens all that. And I've got to go around the outside edge a little bit with white. I'll go to a light colour. Doesn't have to be white, but a light colour. And I'll go to my dip pen because it's got the best. I just noticed she has a little bit of, oh, I've got to go to the opacity, my goodness. There we go. She's got a little white fleck up there. She's got a little fleck in there. She's got a bit of a fleck. She's got the reflection coming off the back of that eyeball, like that. She's got a little bit underneath on that eyeball, like that. A bit stronger on the bottom of her nose. I can now draw a tooth. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to draw some more fur. I'm going to go in with a darker grey, almost black. I'm going to go into the blues more, get a stronger dark. I'm going to go back to my fur brushes, favourites, fur, essential fur, hair and fur, there it is. Scroll down to that one. I'm going to draw some stronger fur in. Thank you, Bacon. Thank you, thank you. We're getting there, mate. We are getting there. Takes a bit of time, but so worth it. It's so relaxing. I adore drawing so much. Does make my heart feel good. Got to soften up the edges here. Put a bit of fur texture in. Blend that into that dark on that side, just to soften it a bit. There we go. Try that brush. Let's have a look at that one. That's a fun one. It's a strong one too. I like that. All right. It's got the fur texture that I like. Her ears dark up here. That. Having a look. Okay, I've got it now. You've got to be brave with your darks. I've got to darken up her fur under here. Just drop the size down to that. Oh, maybe a bit bigger. Like that. She's darker under here because it's in shadow. She's got contrast where her chin is. She's got darker fur under here. Comes down around her shoulder. Soften that down there like that. So she's got such a mix. I need like a... I'll stick with that one. It's a little bit too symmetric, this brush, but it's okay. We can work with it. Now I've got to get some more browns. I'm happy enough with her eye. Like I've got enough of a... I need to put some blue-grey onto her. Go into the blues. Go to the greys. I need to get the shadow, like the blue, onto her fur because they reflect the sky. So she's got to get a little bit of blue in her fur. They're not pure white. I'm going to drop the opacity is low, so that's good. So she's got a lot more grey coming down that side of her nose. Shadowy bits. Probably add, I can actually use this shadow like purpley lilac-y colour in her shadowy areas. I'll go over her collar in a minute. The collar will be last. And the bright white will be around the outside edge. Again, just remembering, go the direction of the fur. Okay. I want to get some more browns. Go back into my browns. I'm going to go a stronger brown. Like that. Come around this edge of her mouth. Come around here. Stronger browns. Having a look at her nose. It comes down here a bit. Like that. So you start to build up a real mottled colours. So cool. And it's just layers. It's just layers and layers and layers. And layers and layers and layer upon layer upon layer. Until you get the desired effect. And patience. Fair bit of patience to get and faith that you know that you're going to get there in the end. Get your desired effect. Have a quick look. I've got to come down the bottom of her mouth with white. I've got to go back to my favourites, go back to my dip pen, and I'm going to draw in fur around the bottom of her nose, around the edge of her face there, like that. There we go. Now I can go, she's got a bit more white fur that comes down here. Get a bit of the white fur texture in. She's got a bit more white coming up here. She's got a brighter white fur texture coming around the side of her nose there. So I'll just fluff that line up there a bit, make it look a bit more wild and woolly. Pop a few little light whiskers in around the front of her nose. I can pop her big whiskers on. Oops, I keep pressing that button. Like that. Pop some whiskers out that side. Like that. Little white fur there. Just having a look, seeing. Now I've got to work on her collar. Now her collar is a pattern. So I'm going to go back into the purples, into the deep purples, like that. I'm going to draw, because it's a definite pattern on her collar. It's like that mesh sort of material. There is a black brand, like a brand name, I think, up the top there. But that's okay. And then it goes around that. I'll grab my pen now. Now there is a very dark, whoops, brand that comes down there. So I'll just do that and I'll colour drop. Or bucket, fill that. Doesn't want to do it, that's fine. I'll just go to the marker and fill it in. Like that. Take it right around the back. Fill that in. It's like a brand or something on the collar. Just fill that right in. Like that. I'm going to go in with a black, almost pure black. Like that. There's some kind of wording in the middle. I'm just going to mark this off like that. Looks really good. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. We're getting there. We're getting there. Slowly, slowly. We are definitely getting there, mate. And I have no idea what the writing says, but we're going to pop it in. We're just going to do like a little, pretend like that's writing. Why not? And also, we've got to go a darker purple. So I'm going to pick up this purpley colour, whatever colour that is. And then I'm going to make it darker for around the bottom edge. So it's the same purple, but it's darker. I'm not going to do it in a solid line. I want it to be stop and start line, sort of. I can add a little bit in here that sort of pops through the fur. Keep it interesting, like that. Now I can drop the opacity here, go to soft sort of brush and just darken up that bit. I'm just going to strengthen the shadows down the bottom of this bit. All right, having a look now. It's really dark on the other side, so I've got to almost go pure dark on that side, on the edge anyway. Take that down. Come down this like that. So fur covers a lot of the collar. Fur does cover a lot of the collar. And then I can't see what sort of, she's got a silver tag, so we'll go to the white. Oh, how am I going to do that? We'll go yellow. Actually, you know what? It's an effect. It's an illusion. I can create. Like that. I need to see her collar. I haven't got reference for a collar. Okay, just draw some reflections. I've got to go back to the black. We're going to bounce around a little bit here trying to get this right. I'm going to draw the collar again, the bands around the collar like that, and then make them more of a solid line like that. Okay, now I'm going to get the white or the light colour and get my dip pen. Full opacity, make it small. I want white. It's not working, why is it not? What do I do? Go maybe press that button, see if that works. Maybe I'll go erase. I'll erase it back to the white. I don't know why that didn't work, why that's not working. Hang on, try that then. How did I get the white before? It should be white. What am I doing? What am I doing? Maybe I'll make it bigger. Oh, that worked. Gee whiz, that's a bit strong. Okay, now I'll make it a little bit. I had the pen size too small, that's what happened. Just for the reflections. I'll go a lighter pink purple. So I'll go to that colour and then take it right back into the lighter shades. Like that. To get some reflections onto the collar. She's got little bits that are catching light more than others. Okay. I've got to go back into the darkers. Whoops, no, it's not dark, that. It's better. Let's do little scribbles under here to darken up under here. Just sort of got to get the pattern happening. Like that. Keep hearing things. Hear a movement outside. Alright. I can go darker into here now. Like that. Darker down the bottom of her collar. Like that. I'll go even darker. A deep dark purple. Under there. I'll just pop these patterns in. Alright. Let's have a look. It's looking alright. I'm not going to worry so much. I'm going to pop a bit of yellow onto the collary bit. I'm having a look. I've got to go back into the purples, the pinky purples. Go down into the almost whites. Okay. Pop a few more flecks, light flecks. I'm going to go back to the fur brush. Fur, hair and fur. A few more little white bits in. You know what I've got to do? I've got to add some more browns. I just realised. Some more reddy browns into her eyes. And I can use this brush that I've got, just the fur, and just tease out around the edges of her iris. I'm not going to blend them. I'm going to leave them in because your eyes have little just adds a little bit of interest into her eyes, into her pupils and her irises. And I reckon we're pretty close. Oh no, we're not. I forgot to do her fur. Menong. Goodness gracious, great balls of cotton fluff. How do I want to scroll? Can I scroll down my paint colours? No, apparently not. Okay. Let me go back into the reddy browns. I need more orangey reddy browns. That's the one. Because I haven't done the fur on her eyelids. Her eyebrows. I forgot her eyebrows. Can't forget her eyebrows. They're really fun. Texture in them. Cannot forget those. Like that. All right. I've got to add a bit more grey as well. The more I look, the more I see. Go back into the blues. Go back into the lighter greys. Or middle grey. That sort of grey. Actually, no, I like the dark. Super dark. That's alright, do that. She's got dark right up the middle of her nose. Like that. Now look. Happy with that. Go to the light. Some more fur. Actually, I'll go back to my dip pen. So this is just the final touches now. Getting the final touches. Got to add some fur back. I've lost a little bit of, ooh, that's too big. The bright fur. Like that. Okay. All right. I reckon pretty good. We're looking pretty good. Just getting a few of these rough little fairy bits. Draw around her chin. Like that. All right, bit of fur around the edge of her collar again. Like that. Just gets the texture going. Like that. She's got like a mane. It's beautiful. There we go. So I reckon I'm going to sign that. And I am going to call that done. So I'm very happy with that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It was lots of fun. Yeah, I will be back probably tomorrow for another stream. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here, guys and gals. And I will see you for my next video next time.